Hello, it's Dr. Dawn. Welcome to Mystical Monday. It is 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast, but if you're where I am, it is actually 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So let me allow the people some time to get in as we set up for tonight's live. Yay. Yep, got it. As you enter in the chat, if you want to give me a wave, give me a high five, give me something to let me know you guys are there. So I will know that you are hearing me and seeing me. It is going to be good tonight. It's going to be good tonight. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Dr. Dawn, and I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. And so what that means is I'm the go-between between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. I'm the one in the middle relaying messages from spirit and higher dimensional beings of light to the collective, like yourselves. So I do that on Monday nights, on Mystical Monday Live. And then I also, tongue-tied. I also do one-on-one sessions where I act as the go-between between you and your spirit team. I introduce you to all of the beings who are on your team and who are assisting and guiding you at this time in your journey. And so I enjoy doing that. If you're interested in getting to know a little bit more about me and my services, make sure you visit my website at www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. It will be pinned in the comments section if you are watching the replay. And if you are not following me on other platforms, make sure you follow me at Discovering Your Inner Light on Instagram, where I do live spiritual readings on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm also on TikTok at Discovering Your Inner Light as well. Spelled a little differently, but just look in the About section here on my YouTube page, and it'll give you all of my handles so that you can follow me on whatever platform suits your fancy. I see the people are coming into the chat. Yay. Hey, everybody's saying, hey, Dr. Dawn. Hey, Dr. Dawn. Hello. You just got the kids down in time. Perfect. So then we can have your undivided attention. Oh, well, look at that. A stranger is in the house. Hello. And good day to you as well. I love it. I love seeing some people who are coming around that are following me or were following me when I first started. I haven't been on social media that long. I've been in spirituality quite a while, but just started venturing out into social media in 2020, right as COVID was hitting, as most of us started to get out of our comfort zone and do things a little differently. That's when Spirit gave me a little nudge on the shoulder and said, okay, it's go time. You got to come out of your comfort zone. You got to do things a little different now. So that was my introduction to social media, barely 3 years ago. And so I'm building. That's why if this information resonates with you, that you hear on tonight's program, please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please leave some comments. I love to hear from you guys. I'm always going to answer because I enjoy the interaction. Hello. Look at the people coming in. Yay. It's Mystical Monday. Used to be a time when I wasn't even comfortable saying the word mystical, because mystical has such a weird connotation to it in the lower frequency or the previous frequency that we used to be in. You say mystical, and for some reason that word used to always get attached with demonic. And so it is feeling good and lighter now in this new frequency to be able to use the word mystical or intuitive, or being able to see what's to come. Like you can talk about that kind of stuff freely now in this new frequency, in this new earth that is developing. So I am happy that all of you who are here tonight were guided here by your higher self as well as your spirit team, because there's something here tonight that will be of interest to you on your journey. Never think that you're anywhere you're not supposed to be. You're always where you're supposed to be. Always remember that and understand that. Hello from Colorado. Oh, look at that wonderful endorsement. You guys on the replay won't see this, but this is one of my mentees. She says, if you are on the fence about a one-on-one session, just do it. Dr. Dawn is amazing. Hey, that's me. Thank you for the accolades. I appreciate it. I didn't tell her to say that. I really didn't. Thank you so much for that. Tara says, this month has been massive though. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it is. But you ain't seen nothing yet. We got a whole lot going on this planet and a whole lot rolling out in the months to come. So if you're not tapped into your intuition, you better get into it. You better find it. You better understand it. You better become aware of it, because you're going to need it. You're going to depend on it. You're going to rely on it. You're going to be guided towards it. So intuition is the key now. It is the key. That it's that internal voice that you hear, that still small voice that has always been there, that guides you and that assists you and encourages you, but you've often tuned it out. You're not going to be able to tune it out no more. So we're going to get into our intuition as this planet continues to evolve. Okay. All right. So let's get into tonight. So tonight's topic is spirituality in social media. So let me tell you how I came about this, because we're in a time of disclosure. Everything is being disclosed to us. All things that have been hidden are now coming to the surface. They're coming to the light, because we're at that phase in the Earth's progression where it's time for the veil to be removed, and it has been. And so everything that's been kept from us is now coming into our awareness. And that means on a big scale as well as a personal scale. So we're getting information disclosed to us that relates to our personal journeys. Like if you feel stuck or you feel like you've been on the hamster wheel over and over and over, and you're like, why can't I move past this cycle? Well, it could be that something that you need to move on in the cycle has not been shown to you yet. It's going to be revealed now. And you're going to go, oh my God, why didn't I see that before? Or why did they just give me that? And I could have moved on, because it wasn't time. And so disclosure is happening on that level, as well as in the masses, on the collective, all of the beings here on planet Earth. And so I was watching that Colorado game. Yeah. And I'm not a football fan. So I was looking at it from the eyes of spirituality, because I got a vision before the game. And I wanted to kind of watch the game to see if my vision would come to fruition. And I won't share the vision, but so I was kind of trying to see how it was going to play out. So everything that happened in that game, I was watching from a spiritual standpoint, an energetic standpoint. I was looking at it from what you put out is what you get back. What projects into your reality is what's inside of you that needs to come out. So I'm looking on that field as these players are playing, and I'm looking at the outcome and what's happening, and I'm predicting to myself kind of what's going to happen in the long run in the game, right? That's what I do. When you're spiritually tapped in, you're always tapped in. It's never turned off. Okay. So I was watching the game and I said, wow, look at all the disclosure, just in this game per se. And so just with Coach Prime and all of the sayings that were on the paraphernalia, it started out, his first mantra that he used to speak last year, the year before, was believe. That was the first message, okay? Then the next message when he moved and went to Colorado was, we coming, okay? Next disclosure. Then, now that he's in Colorado, he says, what? We're here. We're here. Now, I want you guys to understand, although a human was speaking it in the context of football, his association with football, you got to understand, we are but conduits. Every human being down here is a player on the game board, whether you consciously realize it or not. And if you're in the public eye, what you speak is usually downloads from beyond or above in terms of what's happening here on the planet. So when I first saw him with the message believe, I said, okay, that's about right, because we're coming into our awakening now. People are starting to awaken more and more and more. And so when he said we're here now, that's absolutely in alignment with what is happening now. Disclosure is happening now across the board. And we're here symbolizes higher dimensional divine beings that are now here assisting us during this time for our awakening, okay? So I already tapped into that as the game began, and I'm kind of looking at some of the, pregame stuff, and they're talking about all the paraphernalia that's selling in the bookstore, and I'm looking at the clothes and the verbiage that's on it that is in direct alignment with the planet, okay? So you guys got to recognize, if you're going to be watching the mass media, okay, or social media, don't look at it with your human eyes. Always look at it from your spiritual eyes, and you stay your spiritual eye, and you stay tapped in. You don't get lost in this matrixy kind of framework of what they're trying to throw at you. Okay. All right. So I figure we do a little something tonight. I got some little clips from social media that I want to talk about with you guys. Because unless you're hiding under a rock, you're going to come in contact with information that's in the media that may or may not affect you in terms of where you are in your journey, your understanding, and your movement forward on your path. Okay. So I want to play some videos and we're going to talk about them. Okay. This is a little different from what I usually do, but hey, it's okay. We got to roll with it. We got to go with the flow of what the energy is moving us in the direction of, in terms of what we need for our awareness here. Okay. On the planet. All right. So let me get this first video up. Oops. Hold on. Oops. That's not the one I wanted. Here's the one I wanted. Okay. Right. And you guys ready? And let's go. Watch this one.
Here are all the deals you need to know about for National Burger Day tomorrow in less than 30 seconds. Let's go. Wendy's is doing 1-cent junior burgers. With any purchase, you do need the app. McDonald's is doing 50-cent double cheeseburgers, but you do need the app. Applebee's is doing any of their classic burgers with fries for $8.99, and you don't need the app. Carl's Jr. is doing double cheeseburgers, half off, you don't need the app. Smash Burgers got $5 classic burgers as long as you use the code SMASH23 online or in the app. BurgerFi is doing a $3 premium cheeseburger for anyone that buys a Coke. You don't need the app, but you do need to dine in. I think they're all pretty great deals, but that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments if I missed any.
Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about that particular video. So hold on a second. Let me get something else up. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, sorry about that. So on this video, I don't know if you guys have heard about this or not yet, but starting tomorrow, there's going to be a National Burger Day. So all of these burgers are going to be at McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, like Frisch's. They named all these different burger places where I think it's going to be like 50 cents to $1 for a burger. Let's get into this, why this is happening. So we know that we're in disclosure, okay? For those of you who follow me, I shared with you guys that as we get towards the end of the month, full disclosure is going to start coming. We're going to be getting downloads beyond downloads beyond downloads of hidden information as it pertains to our personal lives or the collective that we were not aware of. Now, here's the key. In order to be tapped in for these downloads, your frequency has to be at a certain point, right? And so we know, as it relates to fast food, particularly burgers, our frequency is lowered, okay? Because that particular food doesn't align with our spirit body, especially in large quantities. Now, there's some people that say they're going to put something in the burgers. That's what they're saying. They're going to put something in the burgers to kind of deaden your awareness and decrease your frequency. I don't know if they're going to put something in the burgers or that just the fact that you're eating the burgers will lower your frequency. Either way, the frequency will be lower. Do we feel as if this is factual? Well, it's up to you. Here's where your discernment comes in. Do you see a connection between fast food hamburgers being $1 or less so that you can eat them in massive quantities when there is a full disclosure on the horizon for the planet? Get into it. Now, this is not about conspiracy theories. I don't do conspiracy theories. I don't do that. I do frequency, energy, and alignment. That's what I'm doing. And so we're talking strictly in the means of alignment and frequency. So if it strikes you as peculiar that this deal is now happening when full disclosure is set up and being moved towards us towards the end of the month, you have reason to doubt. Okay. Now, look, am I going to tell you don't eat hamburgers during that time? Don't eat ham. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. I'm going to ask you to tap into your awareness and let your spirit self guide you towards whether this is in alignment with the disclosure and where we are, and if it will or will not affect you. I'm going to let you do that. I'm bringing it to your awareness. Okay. Now, will I be eating any of those? Absolutely not, because it's very clear to me, because I know frequency-wise what those things do to me, that I want to be a clear channel during this time of awareness and disclosure, specifically during this month, where we know the tide is changing on the planet at this time. So let's be in awareness of that. You may see this floating around. People are saying, don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it. But they're not exactly saying why not to eat it. Everybody knows there's something to it. It doesn't feel right, but people aren't actually saying why they shouldn't eat it. Okay. So here's my interpretation of why we probably should stay away. Okay. This is one story for you. Billy says he never eats fast food regardless of price. Oh, he says never eat it. He's telling everybody never to eat it regardless of price. Absolutely. Because you got to understand, if we pulled it all the way back to the whole origin of fast food, just listen to the name of it, fast food. There's nothing probably in it that is for your highest good. And if you guys could see these beings who are feeding off of our energy that you can't see with your human eye, literally when you're sitting there eating these fast food items, they're literally lurking around you, like ciphering your energy, because it decreases your energy and brings your energy field lower to where they can come in and kind of feed off of you, off of your energy. Ooh, that was a little too deep, wasn't it, Dawn? Okay. All right. Tara says, are you vegan? Okay, Tara, good question. So I am not vegan, but I have to tell you, my decrease in meat that has significantly changed in my life. I have to say right now, about the only meat I probably eat is, and I stopped shrimp. I was doing shrimp, but then it was like, no, shrimp ain't right either. They're doing some things with shrimp. So my choices are becoming very slim. I actually consider oysters, meat, like all that stuff, anything that lives and breathes is meat to me, right? That's the whole thing. But meat is becoming very sparingly for me. I'm telling you, I very seldom eat it, but I'm not vegan. I'm not vegan. Okay, just understand that. But I've cut back significantly because it's affecting with me frequency wise. Good question. Thanks for asking that. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's go to the next story because I want to bring you guys into another awareness. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get my stuff together. Oh yeah, this will be a good one. All right.
Listen to what this guy has to say about September 23rd. We all know about September 23rd, or what people are proclaiming that's going to happen, or something that is about to happen on September 23rd. So lend me your ear. Lend me your ear.
My name is John Lyra. I'm the Race this year.
Oh, they can't hear it. Okay. Okay, hold on, you guys. You guys are saying you can't hear. Is that correct? Okay, let's see. Let's turn that on. Okay. I just got that for you guys. I'm going to try to play it again. I'm sorry. I think the sound was off. Okay, let's try it again. Here we go.
Listen to what this guy has to say about September 23rd. We all know about September 23rd, or what the people are proclaiming that's going to happen, or something that is about to happen on September 23rd. So lend me your ear. Lend me your ear.
Hi, my name is John Michael. I have an important update regarding September 23rd this year. The time is here, guys, and things are about to blast off. Blast off. Towards the end of September. Things are probably going to be shocking, but there is no danger. I'm making this video because I really, really want to make sure that everybody keeps something in mind, at the very least. Consider that everything we've ever taught was bad, or scary, or evil. Especially things that are...
Oh, is it still not? Oh my gosh. Are you guys still not hearing it? I'm not even understanding how you heard the first one and not the second one. Huh. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened with that second video. So in the video, he was basically saying on September 23rd, there's going to be an event where there's going to be some type of alien. Oh, somebody heard it. Mel says she could hear. Oh, you guys could hear it. I'm sorry. I thought you couldn't hear it. Darn you, Billy. It must have been yours. It must have been just you, Billy, because everybody else could hear it. I'm sorry, you guys. I stopped it. Well, anyway, let me just sum it up. So he was basically saying on September 23rd, there's going to be an event. It's been predicted that there's going to be some type of event, presumably by galactical beings, higher dimensional beings, and that we may have all of our preconceived notions like put to rest. We think the aliens are the bad people. We're afraid. We have been like taught to be on guard, but that's going to all be like dispelled on the 23rd when we have this disclosure. Okay, so he's saying basically to be on alert and to be ready and to not be afraid. Okay, so this kind of stuff is circulating on social media right now. Okay, you're going to ask me, is this true? Is it right? On September 23rd, are we going to have a disclosure? Is it going to happen? Well, what did I just tell you guys a few minutes ago? We're being lined up to have a download and perhaps a visit, but we won't be able to be in contact with that download or visit if our frequency isn't in alignment with the information, the message, or the beings that are coming through to give us this information. So let's get into it, because everybody who is really into like alien visitations and things like that are like looking forward to possibly seeing these beings like here in our physical presence. Okay, I'm not saying that won't happen, maybe somewhere on the planet, but for a lot of us, you will see these beings in your dreams. You will see them in your thoughts. You may see them or hear them as it relates to like your still small voices in your head, or even audibly like you hear me. But the disclosure is coming and the veil is going to be very wide open so that we can connect to them frequency wise. Now, we are being encouraged, and you guys may not even realize it, but you're being encouraged too subconsciously. You're being encouraged to kind of be mindful of what you're taking into your body, to like increase your stamina and your endurance, to take vitamins, or to be mindful of what state your physical body is in. You probably don't realize it, but you are being guided and directed. I've been getting emails, like reminding me, hey, it's time for a mammogram. Hey, you need to come in and maybe get your levels checked, cholesterol, all that. Like all of these things aren't happening by chance or coincidence. They're getting you ready to be ready so that you can receive information. Okay. So I know that as I get close, I'm being pushed now to fast. Okay. I already do intermittent fasting, but I'm being pushed to fast a little bit longer. Okay. And so I know that because I got to be a clear vessel and a clear channel, because I know my antenna has already alerted me in terms of what's to come, my spiritual antenna. So I am kind of inadvertently getting my physical body together. Now, I'm not just lining it up to get information for the collective. I'm lining it up to get information that pertains to my journey, in particular, my specific journey, because I'm going to get information revealed to me that's going to show me my next steps for my journey that I'm not aware of, that are being disclosed or held from me. Until this moment, because it hasn't been needed for me until now. So I'm in an awareness all the way around in terms of what's coming in the weeks to come. Tara says we choose the timeline. We absolutely choose the timeline. And collectively, energetically and frequency wise, we're lining up on the planet now, and we're pushing the awareness for this disclosure to come in the next couple of weeks, because we're giving off the signal like we're ready. We're ready to get whatever little piece of information you guys want to give us right now, for those of us who are in this awareness and ready to receive it, and mindfully doing the things that we need to get ready for. We ready. Like, come on with it. All right. So don't worry about it. If nothing happens, some of you are going to get to October, and y'all gonna be like, well, they said something was going to happen in September, but ain't nothing happened. Oh, it did. It did. Some of you may not even have remembrances of what happens or the disclosure. You say, well, Dawn, what was the point of us getting ready if we're not going to remember it? Because you're going to remember it when you need to. You got the disclosure and the download during this time, but you may not need it until December, next year, June, and it will come to your awareness. The download and the information and the connection you receive now. Does that make sense? Because see, everybody thinks that these disclosures mean, okay, I'm going to get the information right now. I'm ready. It's going to help me. I'm going to move forward. Boom, I'm ready. You may get the disclosures and your memory has no awareness of it, because it's not a situation that has occurred to where the information is needed or useful. That information or that situation could come down the road, but the download that you need is going to happen now. Do you guys get that? When you get downloads, you get the information, and you're like a computer. You are a human computer. You're literally storing it in your memory. And so when it's time to retrieve the information, you will retrieve it because it's been downloaded to you. Okay. So in regards to, we got two stories now. You got one that's telling you, get ready, because these hamburgers are getting ready to be cheap, so you could load up on them and keep your frequency low, because the powers that be don't want you to get these disclosures. They don't want you to. They want you to stay at the status quo. Keep the planet the way it is. Do not move or elevate the frequency. They don't want you to do that, because you're going to change and disrupt the system. So they're pulling out all the stops to help you keep your frequency at bay. Okay, that's the first story. The second story gave you a date. Now, I don't like to use dates. He said September 23rd exactly. I'm going to say around about the end of the month. I always like to say the end of the month, because when we try to translate time, we get it off, because our concept of time is different than the beings, higher dimensional beings' concept and understanding of time. So it could even be as early as October, but we're going to say in the very, very near future, we're going to be visited and given disclosures that are going to assist us in our advancement. That was the second story. And he also was just saying, don't be afraid at what happens. He was saying, he doesn't know what's going to happen, but since we're pre-programmed and preconditioned to fear anything that is not of human essence or of this world, he's encouraging everybody to release that and to look at things with a different perspective, so that you can receive this information. Okay, that's the second story. All right, let's keep going. You guys tell me if you can hear it. Besides Billy, you guys tell me if you can hear these stories. Oh wait, did I lose it? Oh. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, this one ought to be a little interesting for you guys.
Your parents when you came here.
Wait a minute.
You elected your parents when you came here. You put yourself in situations that would challenge your soul to remember again. Every single incident you went through in your life, you chose those events. When they tell you that God is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, He knows all things, you do. You knew every event that was going to transpire. You chose your storyline before you came here. And being a rising, ascended master, you chose a storyline that would challenge you to remember again. This is why most spiritual people go through the worst shit. All the chosen ones do. You all are chosen ones. You different. You the one. That Christ-like energy that they talk about in Jesus' story, that's you. That's why I always told you, Jesus isn't real, but the story is. That's you. Now, to understand what makes you a rising ascended master, you have to understand what an ascended master is. Most of the ascended masters are teachers all throughout the galaxy, all throughout the multiverse. You are a natural born healer. You are a natural teacher. That's your purpose. And we have galactic codes. So we have, although we are Anunnaki gods and goddesses, that's headquarters. Why do you think I always say Sirius X is headquarters? That's headquarters. But from headquarters, we spread all throughout the multiverse to go on different tasks. And ascended masters are the adepts of the cosmos, able to communicate with all different forms of life. That's a tribe. We have millions upon millions of different tribes, cosmic tribes. When you think of a tribe, you think about the goddamn Indians. You see? You think about the Cherokee, which is us, but that's the physical tribes. We not on Earth right now. We in the constellations in this lecture. I'm talking to you about the cosmic tribes. And you have ascended masters being so advanced, you have them, your ascended masters.
Okay. His was pretty long, so I went ahead and made it a little short because it was pretty lengthy. So I want to piggyback on what he was saying. He basically shared with us kind of some beliefs that I've shared with you guys as well, in terms of us coming into a realization of who we are as beings, and putting it in perspective to where you realize that you are, God incarnated. You are the walking, living, breathing version of God, aka Source. He mentioned that, Jesus wasn't real in the way that he was portrayed in the Bible. Now, I'm not going to get into biblical stuff because, you guys know I don't like to delve into religion per se. But I just want to touch on the fact where he referred to Jesus as an ascended master, okay? Which is a human being that ascended into an awareness that was that of realizing that he was the same as the source. He was created in the image of the source, and that he had the same abilities as source, and that he was here having his experience on the planet in physical form of the source, aka God. Okay, now this young man is so insightful. If I played many of his videos, he the keys that he opens to awareness, the doors that he unlocks are phenomenal. So phenomenal that he's been how do I put this? He's been silenced because his videos were giving a little bit too much information as seen by the powers that be that did not want that to quite take place. I'm not going to say his name because a lot of videos have been taken down when you say his name, or when you, even though I showed his video, I'm hoping they don't take it down. But he's been silenced. I'm just going to say that he's been silenced. No more videos. He's no longer able to share his information and knowledge. And that is usually an indicator. You always know when it's an indicator when you're going down that path of revelation and revealing information that the masses don't want you to have, because it could change your trajectory, as well as your perception and experience here on the planet. Now, let's get into this, because if you're in this spiritual realm and you are following different spiritual people, depending on who they are, we all err on the side of caution, because we know that there's only so much that can be said publicly before you're censored. I'm very well aware of that. Specifically when we had the whole virus happening, I was very careful about the wording that I used, that we put out. I told you guys in the beginning of this video, intuition is going to be your everything, because as this moves further along, that's the biggest thing that the masses, the powers that be, can use against you, is your doubt, your fear and confusion. That has always been at the forefront of what they use to keep everyone at bay. Okay. And so because of this, your intuition in the next months and years to come is going to have to be very tapped in to the actual source of all of this, so that you can kind of navigate through all of this kind of rigmarole, because it's going to be a lot of rigmarole. As you can see, I've played you 3 videos so far, and in those videos, unless you're understanding the underlying or hidden message or meaning, you can get lost in this thing called spirituality. You can get ate up, spit out, and just lost in it. And I don't want you guys to get lost in it. I want you to discern it. I want you to feel it. I want you to be able to tap into your spiritual abilities and be able to navigate it. Brenda says it'll be a glorious day when there is freedom of speech. Absolutely. David said he can no longer share on Facebook. Absolutely. I mean, that was one of the reasons I left Facebook so abruptly, is because I was tired of getting censored. So it's a thing here. But you got to be above it. You got to be more aware, beyond what you're seeing and hearing with your eyes, and be able to pull it apart. Because a lot of people like me will talk in the spirit. And so you'll be able to interpret what we're saying if you're spiritually tapped into the information that we're saying. Okay. So I played that because I wanted to get some feedback from you guys. I didn't play all of his video, but he said enough to where he even lets you guys know, hey, we're not even really physically here. You think you're physically on the planet Earth, and you're not. You're somewhere up in the constellations experiencing this. And so he's making you aware this ain't even real, what you're in right now. This whole thing right here is just really a fictitious setting or game board, if you will, and that you actually exist in the constellations. That's where you are actually looking at and playing the game here. And so it's stuff like that where you make people think outside of the box in their awareness, that the masses, the powers that be, they still don't want you to do this. They don't. And they will wrap it up with a bow and put the title conspiracy on it every single time. Every time. And then that'll make you doubt, right? That'll make you doubt. And so let's get out of that word conspiracy. Whenever something comes to you and you think of it as, don't think conspiracy first. Think information first, and then pull back from there and say what feels or sounds right. Okay? Look at it as information being guided to you first, and use that conspiracy thing way after the fact. Okay? All right, let's hit another one.
Some of the ascended masters elect.
All right.
Y'all, I saw this and thought I should share it. Earth is a school for mastering how to manipulate energy. Many other planets have easier courses of learning. The Earth School is the most difficult in the universe. Only the bravest souls sign up for this assignment. How does it feel knowing that you signed up for IB, AP, and honors classes on this here floating rock out here in the cosmos? I ain't even gonna hold you. I already know that me and my spiritual team gonna have a talk about this. And I let them know that when I get back over there, we gonna have to have a discussion about these terms and agreements the next time I come back down here.
Okay. So I love, that's just a little snippet. She didn't say anything that we don't know, right? We all know we're in Earth School. But I love the freeness of how we can talk about it now and we can joke about it. Like she even brought up her spirit guides and said, hey, y'all, we got to have a talk because this ain't what I thought it was going to be when I got here. And so now I'm realizing this is a little more, and we're going to have to discuss this and rework this before I come down again because this ain't it. So we couldn't do that before, you guys. You see, we couldn't like say that freely. We couldn't joke. We couldn't disclose information about how we felt connected to reincarnation and how this isn't real and how Earth is a school and how we are being guided by our spirit team. And we put this all in place before we came. Couldn't nobody talk about that before? We have moved frequency wise in terms of our awareness, and we're now comfortable discussing this freely and jokingly as it relates to our journey. So all these videos I showed you tonight would be forms of disclosure depending upon where you are in your awareness. Now, everybody on here should know about the Earth School, because if you follow me, I told you that from day one, that you were in school. The Earth is a school, and that you come from all other places, planets, and galaxies far and beyond to have this earthly experience. It's the hardest experience that there is because Earth School is the most difficult, and you signed up for it. So if you follow me, you knew that. But for some people who are stepping into their awareness, this is traumatic. It's like, what? This is a school? Say what? I came from where? So I gave you guys videos tonight that represent different forms or levels of awareness, okay? Because we're all awakening at different points in our awareness. And so we're all understanding and receiving different pieces of information based on where we are. But the point that I'm making today is that it's in the media. It's in social media. We have access to it. We just got to know how to weed through the information and be able to determine what resonates and what does not resonate. Tara says, for real though, we not coming back this time. Probably not, because when we leave here this time, most of us are in an awareness of the game and we don't want to come back and play anymore. But there will be some that still won't awaken to it and will incarnate to a planet similar to Earth or in this frequency. Brenda says we need a huge vacation after graduating. Absolutely. You'll get your vacation, baby. You elevate to that higher dimension, it'll be all worth it, because you'll say, okay, how about that? And if you're like me, a soul that has incarnated in here lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, I've been here literally, not having been to my home planet in quite some time, you will be ready to move forward after this evolution. Tara says, I know our souls love this. Absolutely. We may talk about Earth and how difficult it is and how it's the most lowest vibrational frequency, but it's the place to be. It's the place everybody wants to be. Beings are lining up to get here, and it is popular among the galaxy. People want to actually visit here. That's why you got beings that are lining up to come here to help and assist, because this is an exciting time on Earth. Okay, questions so far? We're trying to delve into, for those of you who are just coming, we're talking about spirituality in social media, how it is being put out there, what the information is that's being put out, and how you discern or determine what is accurate for you in your journey, what resonates for you based on where you are. Because we don't have religion anymore. We're not operating from a place of a religion per se, where we have a doctrine. We're literally operating off of our feelings and our emotions and our connection to the source. We're tapping in and activating our DNA structures so that we can be directly connected to the divine information and guidance ourselves. Okay? And this is new for a lot of us on the planet. And so this is a process that we're going through as we're evolving. All right, questions so far? Questions. Okay. All right. So as we, and I know you guys are on a delay. As soon as I get talking, a question is probably going to come through. So most of you who are in the chat are at different levels of awareness. There is no low level, medium level, high level, no such thing as that. We're just at different points of awareness based on the experiences we've had. So nobody is further along than anybody else. It's just that your journey is specialized to move you on a path that lines up with what you came here to do. Period. I can't tell you how many times I get people who feel as if they're lost, they're behind, they're not on track. You're always on. You can't get off track. There's no way for you to get off track of your journey. That's the biggest misconception, is that you are going on the wrong path, you're taking too long, you're not doing what you came here to do. There is no way you can do any of those things. No matter what you do here, you're always on track, because you are the creator of this destiny. You're co-creating it with the source, aka God, but you're nevertheless creating these paths and these connections here on the planet Earth. There's no way to directly and specifically plan out your journey, because you have free will. And there's no way you can come down here and move exactly the way you planned to before you got here, because you weren't in the circumstances here on Earth. See, when you get to Earth, life happens. And when life happens, your path zigzags or goes in the way that it needs to go, that is comparable to your life path once you get here. Okay? All right. So as it relates to social media, I'm in the social media realm also. You guys can consider me social media. So when you are listening to my lives, or you're having looking at my social media, I too am in that category of discernment, because you got to remember, I'm sharing with you guys information based on my connection, my experience, my awareness, my soul's activation and journey, and my everything is no different than yours. Okay? It's just that it's mine. It's no better than yours, and it's not much more evolved than yours. It's just a state of awareness that I'm in. And if you guys, if I have any old souls on this chat right now or on this live, you guys may feel as if you have had multiple experiences here on the planet and very well versed and full of wisdom as it relates to this earthly paradigm and kind of what's happening on the planet. Okay? All right. So I wanted to make sure we touched on this tonight, because the social media, you guys, is going to be very rampant in your energy field in the months to come. It's going to be all in your face, and you got to be able to discern and tap into your inner guidance system to see what to follow. So for example, if there's a news flash that comes on, I'm just giving you an example. News flash comes on and say, hey, aliens coming to Arizona, I'm just going to say Sedona. Coming to Sedona December 5th on Bell Rock. They're going to be on Bell Rock. That's a mount, kind of a mountaintop in Sedona. They're going to be at Bell Rock December 4th at 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Everybody be there who wants to get information. Now, what do you do with that? Do you say, let me go to Bell Rock. Let me see, because I want to go. Or do you sit with it and you ask your higher self and your inner self, is this for me? Is this accurate? Am I supposed to go? Is this in alignment with me? This is one of those moments where you got to connect with you. You got to connect with you. You can't go by the masses. Everybody's going, so you're going to go. You can't do that. You got to connect with you. And incidentally, that was an example, you guys. I'm just giving you, you know how our news works. That's how the news will work. It'll throw something at you like that to trigger a reaction. At least it says old soul right here. Yep, absolutely. So you're going to be in the midst of, like I showed you these stories today, in the midst of trying to determine what's really going on. You know, based on the information you're getting, is what the person's saying accurate, or is it more to it? Or am I not understanding the purpose of this being brought into my energy field? Because I want you guys to understand, everything brought into your energy field is brought into your energy field for an awareness, to bring you into an awareness of something. Okay? An awareness of something as it relates to you, your inner work, your inner self, and your journey. All right. Any more questions? I had a lot of stories to bring on here, but I said, I'm not going to inundate them with so many, because you guys get the gist of it. I mean, you're on social media, a lot of you, even if you're on YouTube, you see the stories, you see the messages that are downloaded from like Pleiadians, Arcturians, beings of light. You'll hear people who are channeling the information and sharing it with the collective. Be aware of what resonates with you and what doesn't, because everybody that says channeler isn't a channeler. All right. So you got to be kind of in a mindset to be able to determine what's factual for you and what's not. Okay. And if you want to, I would encourage you guys, start restricting on these platforms who you're following. Don't just follow any and everybody because they fall under spirituality or their spiritual community. Follow the people who resonate with you. Because if not, you're filling yourself up with a bunch of energetic gook that you don't need, that is kind of hindering your ability to tap in and connect in places and with people that you need to, if that makes sense. Okay, we're not about quantity. We need the quality at this point. All right, questions? So I want to encourage you guys to sit with yourselves every day. And when I say sit with yourself, I mean just that, literally. Sit by yourself and just listen to what you hear in your thoughts. Because a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us are so into getting external feedback that we don't listen to what's going on within us. And it's a lot going on within you because there's a lot being shared with you guys pretty much every moment of the day. But you need to sit still and tap into it. So try to do that daily. Sit still, even if you got to lay in the bed a little longer before you wake up, and just lay and listen. Take the time in the moments to listen, because you're going to need to do that, or you might miss some information that is trying to come to you. He's focused on natural holistic healing. Yes, I'm not sure who he is. Did I mention somebody in particular? I don't know who I mentioned that would have been focused on natural holistic healing. Okay, well, again, I'm encouraging you guys to sit with yourself. That's very important. Deep breathing and sitting with yourself is key daily, if nothing else, to get you back in alignment and to keep you grounded. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to share it. We're going to make this one not as long as the other ones. Usually I go over the hour, and I want to keep it at an hour tonight. But I just hope that this is helping you guys in terms of seeing kind of some things that are to come. We got some things coming. And then also being more aware of where you are in terms of your comfort and your discernment. Okay? You missed my previous message. I did. You said you're an old soul right here. That's all I got. Okay. Okay. If you guys, like I said in the beginning, if you're interested in learning more about me and my services, please visit my website at www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. Special thanks to all of the people. You guys, I thought that I only can get like donations during the live, but you guys, last week some people gave me donations in the replay. Thank you so much. I didn't know you could do that, but I appreciate that. That meant so much to me, as well as the comments that you guys leave and the likes, all of that. I appreciate the feedback, because it gets very difficult out here when you're not able to determine your reach in terms of what you're saying to people. So your feedback is so appreciated. You're welcome. It says thank you for the reminder. Definitely needed the discernment reminder at the forefront. Absolutely. We all kind of get lost in that sometimes. We get caught in this system, and it'll make you kind of forget that you're in a system. So you're an information seeker, so this was a great reminder. Good. We all are scrolling through social media. That's why I brought it up. So when you're scrolling, your awareness can kick in. Absolutely. I will be on Instagram. I will be on Instagram tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at Discovering Your Inner Light. I will be doing live spiritual readings. I love doing those. Those are becoming pretty popular now. Just introducing you guys to the whole concept of a spiritual coaching session so that you can debunk some of the myths that you know about or perceive a spiritual coaching session to be. And so that's tomorrow. And then I have a spiritual mentoring plan that I am now implementing, and I have a couple of mentees already, and I'm loving that. And with this plan or program or package, I am actually working one-on-one with individuals as it relates to tailoring and customizing an individualized plan to assist you with increasing your spiritual awareness through activations of some of these dormant DNA cells that you have within you that you're not tapping into, to assist you with using your spiritual abilities, your ability to hear, see, feel, and know beyond the veil. And so this has been pretty rewarding because no two people are the same. And so no mentoring plan is the same. And so I'm enjoying working with your team and with you guys in customizing these plans to fit your needs. Based on where you are and what you need in your journey. So if you're interested in looking into that, that's also on my website, and it's under Spiritual Mentoring Plan. Love that. I think that's all I want to tell you guys. All right. So if you guys don't have any questions, Lucky says, do you save your lives from Instagram? I do not, Lucky. And the reason I don't is because I really want audience participation. So if I don't save them, you kind of have to show up for the live to either be in the audience or to volunteer. Otherwise, if I saved them, people wouldn't show up in the audience. Probably they'd wait and just watch it whenever. But the lives those spiritual readings are really contingent on people volunteering. I can't do it without volunteers. So I don't save those readings. You have to be there or be square, or you miss it. And Tara says it's coming. She can't wait. Love the message. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. And okay, good, Lucky. Thanks. Show up for me. That would be wonderful. And then for my two mentees that are on here tonight, thank you guys for showing up. Again, you don't know what it's like when I start mentoring you, because I start getting on you. You guys know who've had spiritual coaching sessions with me. You know how I can be. So just imagine if it's one-on-one, all access, and I'll be, I email you out the blue. I kind of it's just it's a little different vibe. So the fact that they still wanted to show up tonight and be bothering me is an honor for me. I thought I run you guys kind of ragged and make you want to steer clear of me. So thanks, appreciate that. Okay, so until next Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube. I will see you guys back here then. But until then, you guys keep your eye open and stay in awareness and stay grounded and connected. Okay, a lot going on the planet. You don't want to miss it.